Solo Leveling is perhaps the most hyped anime right now. Insane battles, jaw-dropping moments, and an overpowered protagonist. This show has it all. We have witnessed multiple battles throughout the anime, but the battle that truly began the story of Sung Jin-woo is the battle against Igris. We all know that Igris was far stronger compared to Jin-woo during that battle, and the only way Jin-woo survived was owing to his insane luck. In this video, we will discuss ways Jin-woo could have defeated Igris earlier and what he could have done differently. However, before we begin that conversation, let's recap the show a bit. The story kicks off with Jin-woo, a hunter so pathetically weak that he's famously known as the weakest in the world. He's barely scraping by, surviving dangerous dungeon raids and earning just enough to keep his head above water. His only motivation? Supporting his sick mother and younger sister. But life as a lowly E-rank hunter is anything but glamorous. Jin-woo is constantly the laughingstock of his team, mocked or pitied by fellow hunters who see him as dead weight. Despite the constant humiliation, Jin-woo refuses to give up. He's determined to keep going, no matter how hard things get. In the first episode, Jin-woo joins what seems like a routine, low-risk dungeon raid. It's the kind of job hunters of all ranks can handle, but things take a dark turn when the group stumbles upon a hidden double dungeon. The place is eerie, with walls covered in creepy statues and a set of rules carved into stone that basically say, follow these commandments or die. As Jin-woo and the team try to navigate the dungeon, they quickly realize it's a death trap. One wrong move, and you're done for. Jin-woo steps up as an unlikely hero, showing flashes of bravery even though he's way out of his depth. In a desperate move, he sacrifices himself to save the others, fully expecting to die. But instead of meeting his end, Jin-woo wakes up in a hospital with a bizarre blue interface floating in front of him, like something out of a video game. The system declares him a player and grants him the ability to level up and grow stronger. This is the moment everything changes for him. From here, Jin-woo's life takes a wild turn. The system starts giving him daily quests that seem ridiculously simple at first, stuff like push-ups, sit-ups, and jogging. He's skeptical at first, but completing these tasks actually gives him real rewards, like stat boosts and potions. With his newfound powers, Jin-woo begins to explore what it means to be a player. He's no longer stuck as a weak E-rank hunter. He has the potential to grow stronger, and he dives into this opportunity headfirst. His first real challenge comes when he decides to tackle a low-ranked dungeon solo. Most hunters would call this suicide, but Jin-woo uses it as a chance to grind levels and get a handle on his new abilities. These early episodes really highlight Jin-woo's grit and determination. Sure, he's been handed an incredible opportunity, but it's his relentless effort that drives his growth. We watch him as he slowly transforms from the weakest hunter into someone who can actually hold his own against monsters that would have crushed him before. Things take a dramatic turn when Jin-woo discovers an instant dungeon, a special training group created by the system. Inside, he faces tougher monsters that push him to his absolute limit. This is where we see Jin-woo truly struggle for the first time, balancing the risks and rewards of his new life. The stakes are high, but the rewards are worth it. Huge experience points, stat boosts, and new skills. One of the standout moments is Jin-woo's fight against a pack of vicious wolves. He's outnumbered and outmatched, but his quick thinking and newfound strength help him pull off a hard-fought victory. This win is a major milestone, proving he's no longer the liability he once was. As Jin-woo grows stronger, his physical appearance starts to reflect his progress. That scrawny, unimpressive guy from episode 1 is gone, replaced by someone with a commanding presence and a physique that screams strength. Later, Jin-woo joins a raid party to take on a dungeon guarded by a powerful boss monster. The other hunters still see him as the same weakling, but Jin-woo quietly proves just how far he's come. The party's leader, Hwang Dong-suk, is a shady guy with a legendary S-rank hunter for a brother, but Hwang makes a huge mistake. He tries to lock Jin-woo and another hunter in the boss room, planning to let the monster kill them and steal their loot, passing it off as an accident. This episode is a turning point for Jin-woo. After being betrayed and left to fight the giant spider boss alone, he comes up with a clever strategy to exploit the monster's weakness. The battle is intense, showcasing Jin-woo's combat skills and how much he's grown. After defeating the spider, Jin-woo confronts Hwang and his party, and the system forces him to take them down or face punishment. This moment is huge because it makes Jin-woo realize that while he thought he was using the system, maybe the system is using him. By the end of the episode, it's clear Jin-woo is no ordinary hunter anymore. He's rising through the ranks, though he still keeps his abilities hidden for now. This marks the beginning of a growing divide between Jin-woo and the people around him. Right after this, Jin-woo enters another instant dungeon where he faces Cerberus, the fiery three-headed hound of hell. The beast is guarding a tower that holds an item Jin-woo needs to create a healing potion for his mother. The fight is brutal. Jin-woo gets tossed around like a chew toy at first, but he manages manages to pull through using a heal he saved from his daily training. Defeating Cerberus earns him some epic loot, further boosting his strength. Next, Jinwoo meets Jinho, a rich, spoiled kid decked out in fancy gear he clearly doesn't know how to use. Jinho tries to recruit Jinwoo into his new attack force, offering him a ridiculous sum of 30 billion. Jinwoo keeps turning him down, though because as tempting as the money is, he's determined to stay true to the series title and level up solo. When Jinho threatens to expose Jinwoo's secret if he refuses again, Jinwoo shuts him down with a death glare and walks away. Later, Jinwoo teams up with Jang Shik, a B-rank assassin hunter who's insanely fast and deadly. Jang works with the Korean Hunters Association but has a shady past that's been swept under the rug. During a mission to escort prisoners through a dungeon, Jang's criminal side resurfaces, and he tries to eliminate the prisoner. Jinwoo steps in, defeats Jang, and gains a runestone that grants him the stealth skill. This raises a big question. Can Jinwoo gain skills by defeating humans? Up until now, it seemed like only monsters and items could power him up, but this changes everything. The stealth skill is a game changer, letting Jinwoo turn invisible and move undetected, perfect for his solo leveling style. This incident also hints that the Korean Hunters Association might not be as noble as it seems. After the Jang incident, Jinwoo finally teams up with Jinho for a dungeon raid. Since you need 8 people to start a dungeon, Jinho hires some low-tier hunters to stand around while Jinwoo does all the work. The result? Jinwoo obliterates everything, and Jinho walks away with the loot and crystals. Both come out stronger and richer. The season finale sees Jinwoo taking on an extremely dangerous dungeon alone, pushing his abilities to the limit. Inside, he faces the Knights of the Red Gate, a group of undead warriors far stronger than anything he's encountered before. The final battle is against Igris, their leader, who's a total powerhouse in ornate armor. The fight is intense, with Jinwoo barely surviving each blow, but through sheer willpower and clever use of his skills, he manages to defeat Igris and adds him to his shadow army using shadow extraction. This marks a huge moment for Jinwoo, as Igris becomes his most powerful shadow soldier yet. The season ends with Jinwoo standing tall among his shadow soldiers, a quiet but powerful reminder of how far he's come. The once weakest hunter is now a force to be reckoned with, and the stage is set for even greater challenges in the future. Now, this is where things get interesting. The episode proceeds as Jinwoo eventually comes across Igris, the leader of the night. As Jinwoo steps into the boss chamber, he sees Igris, a tall, crimson-armored knight with a massive longsword. Right away, he can tell this won't be an easy fight. He starts carefully, using quick attacks to test Igris' speed and strength, but none of his strikes land. Igris blocks everything effortlessly and counters with precise, powerful swings that force Jinwoo to stay on the defensive. The gap between them is clear. Jinwoo realizes brute force alone won't be enough. Instead of going straight into melee combat, Jinwoo could have used dagger throw to test Igris' reaction from a distance. If he had activated Quicksilver early on, he might have been able to match Igris' speed better and find an opening before getting pushed back. As the fight continues, Igris starts attacking even more aggressively. His movements are fast and precise, leaving Jinwoo struggling to keep up. Every dodge and block drains his stamina, and he still hasn't found a way to counter. Then things get worse. Igris knocks the dagger out of Jinwoo's hand, leaving him unarmed. In a desperate move, Jinwoo throws a punch, which actually staggers Igris for a moment, but he's still at a disadvantage. At this point, Jinwoo could have used stealth to disappear and reposition himself, giving him a chance to grab his weapon or surprise Igris with a sudden attack. If he had been more careful with his mana earlier, he might have had more energy left for a stronger counterattack. Despite being overwhelmed, Jinwoo refuses to back down. He starts to adjust to Igris' attack patterns, dodging more efficiently and even landing a few quick strikes. He's no longer just defending himself. He's learning from the fight and getting better with each exchange. Slowly, the gap between them begins to close. Jinwoo could have made things easier for himself by combining Dagger Rush with Stealth to land unexpected hits. If he had activated Quicksilver at this point, he might have been able to attack more aggressively and force Igris on the defensive instead. After struggling for so long, Jinwoo finally gets the upper hand. He predicts Igris' next move and counters with Vital Stab, landing a devastating blow. Igris is clearly weakened now, and for the first time in the fight, Jinwoo is the one pushing forward instead of just reacting. If he had used Stealth before attacking, Vital Stab might have done even more damage, and if he had saved more mana earlier, he could have finished the fight right then with a stronger follow-up attack. With Igris weakened, the battle reaches its climax. Jinwoo, now fully in control, lands the final blow. As Igris falls, Jinwoo uses shadow extraction to bring him back as one of his shadow soldiers. This is a major victory, as Igris becomes one of his strongest and most loyal allies. Jinwoo could have ended the fight sooner by recognizing Igris' predictable movements earlier. Using Dagger Rush with stealth might have let him land a decisive hit before the fight dragged on. By managing his stamina and mana better, he could have used a more powerful finishing move instead of letting the battle last so long. Jinwoo's fight against Igris is a turning point in his journey, proving his ability to grow stronger through experience. While he won, he had to struggle through it. If he had used his abilities more strategically, he could have won with less effort. However, his ability to adapt and push past his limits is what makes him truly dangerous. This battle is just one step towards his rise as an unstoppable hunter.